morning, everyone. Welcome to Moving the Chains on Team NBS Media. My name is Ashmere. I know it's been a while since we've been here, but I did go to Hawaii last week, so I took a vacation mid-season. I know that's crazy, but I did it. And I'm back. I'm ready to talk about some football. We are here with, of course, Joe and Keith. Welcome, Keith. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Good morning.
How are you guys feeling?
Doing good. I'm ready to watch some football too. I also had to take a week off last week, so coming off a birthday on Wednesday, I'm ready to settle down, fully recovered, and watch some football.
I'm gonna give you a birthday announcement. Okay, you took it away.
You still can. It's fine.
Okay. It was Joe's birthday last week. Woo!
It's good. My birthday's this week, or what is it? Sunday? Yeah, this week.
Oh, look at that. Team November's deep in today.
Wait, what's your sign?
Sagittarius.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, now she cares. I have no idea. I don't pay attention to that stuff.
Well, you have to.
One day.
Wait, I'm going to look it up right now.
As soon as we get off the show, Google. So, Siri, what's my sign?
Yours should be the same as mine.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, she's listening to you. Wait, I think you're a Scorpio?
That's what I thought too.
Oh.
I thought the cutoff was like the 14th or something like that. I don't know.
That makes sense because Joe's working like 75 different things at one time. And that's what a Scorpio is.
Proof the signs matter. I am proof the signs matter.
In the true girl fashion, I obviously asked about your horoscope because we always need to know who we're talking to all the time. But let's start with the games. So we are going to talk about the Colts and the Chiefs first. And I feel like this game is it's a prove-it game for the Colts. After losing to the Rams back in the day and just building off of that, continuing to win, I think this is a real testament to see, like, is Daniel Jones really that guy? So I just want to start with Keith, since your first time on the show. What have you thought of the Colts so far?
I mean, I think in the beginning of the year, everyone kind of they weren't sure what to think about the Colts. They had 3 really good games to start the year. They smashed the Dolphins. They beat the Broncos, who've ended up being one of the best teams in the NFL so far this season. Smashed the Titans, and then they lost to the Rams in a game that Daniel Jones looked really bad. And then they've had a lot of wins since then, but they really haven't played any really great teams until they played the Steelers, and guess what? They lost. So I think you still have to give credit to Daniel Jones. I mean, he's really only had 2 bad games all season. You can only play who's in front of you. I think people are still going to be questioned on Daniel Jones just because the time they had played 2 for sure above average teams, they lost. But every other game they've won. So I think it's still, if they beat the Chiefs and they beat the Chiefs convincingly, I think at that point you have to give Daniel Jones flowers.
Yeah, I mean, I put Jonathan Taylor on the graphic because, like, without him, we're not talking about the Colts at all.
Yeah.
And I think that is obviously another thing that the Chiefs' defense is not really ready for, is Jonathan Taylor. Maybe that's just me. I really hope he is, like, the MVP contender, like the number 1 choice. That's just, like, my personal thought. All right, Joe, what about you? What about the Colts have you liked so far?
I mean, you just talked about it. Jonathan Taylor, I think he is the MVP. I think that this team is probably at 500 maybe if he's not having the season that he's having. But I think that's like the number 1 story in the NFL. Obviously, having the 3 Irsay sisters all be the owners has also been a really big factor and a big story around the league. A fun story this season has been the Colts. And I agree with Keith. The one time they had a true test, you saw what happened to them. So now, especially being on the road as well, a Chiefs team that's do or die every week now. They're kind of like the Ravens, where you can't afford to lose any more games for the rest of the season, or your playoff hopes are kind of gone. So I think for the Colts, this is the chance to those people who are still lingering around saying, yeah, it's a great story, but can they really beat anybody? Another opportunity to show those people that, yes, we are the real deal. And to have it be on the road and be an Arrowhead, so many different factors that can really put this Colts team as serious contenders, and that's the feel-good story. So I think for the Colts, gotta have a good showing. Of course, we talk about it all the time. When you're on the road, you want to start fast, no turnovers or stupid plays. But I think it should be a really competitive game. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like this is a game I haven't been too excited for, because when it comes to the Chiefs, they just figure it out. But I feel like the Colts have been playing that same way. Like, they've just been figuring it out. I think against the Steelers, that was the more difficult defense, and we've seen the Chiefs be that difficult defense too. So this is a nice AFC preview matchup that we could see going forward, maybe in the, I don't know, playoffs or something. All right, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you think the Chiefs are able to turn things around? Yes or no? Like, this is it.
I'll let Keith go first. He always has such great words when it comes to Kansas City.
Me and Keith, ride or die.
So I think the Chiefs are interesting in that they're not a bad team by a long shot. They're just not the great team that we're used to seeing the Chiefs be. No one's blown them out this season. They look at their losses. They lost by 6. They lost by 3. Lost by 3. Lost by 7. Lost by 3. That's not like being run off the field by any team. You even look at the game last week against the Broncos. I think the Broncos are a better team, but they are still somehow able to be close in every single game despite their deficiencies. And what exactly are their deficiencies is it's hard to put a finger on. They run the ball pretty well. As much as they want to say the receivers aren't great, they're performing, I think, above average on that level. I think what the problem is they don't have a true number one guy on the offense. They're trying to make that Rashee Rice, but he's still trying to work his way into the season after he decided to be an idiot and was suspended for 6 games. Patrick Mahomes, I think, is still Mahomes. What's different about him is that over the last 2, maybe 3 years, he's having to force things the way he hasn't had to do so far in his career. I mean, you look at that interception. The interceptions on that one drive against the Broncos is Mahomes forcing plays in ways we've never seen him force plays before. So now when it's truly on his shoulders, you're starting to see a little bit of cracks. That's not to say I don't think he's still one of the best, if not the best quarterbacks in the NFL. It's just them being put in situations they're not being used to be in. I don't know if they make the playoffs. It's going to be hard. I don't think they make the playoffs if they lose today. That's for sure. If they win today, they get in a wild card. I don't think any team wants to see them as a 7 seed. That's for sure. But it's definitely not the invincible, inevitable Chiefs that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, but you know who's still there? Travis Kelce. He is still there to bail this guy out. I feel like that's like their turning point. Like they needed a big play last week, and then they get it. Travis is there. I don't know how he's always open. And I feel like this is a Colts defense test too. I think they're down. What's his name? He's from Oregon. I'm blanking right now. But his pressure is going to be heavily missed. Oh my God, it'll come to me later. All right, Joe, let me hear you. Tell me what you think the Chiefs can do well in this matchup.
I'm not sure, because I think this is an up-and-coming Colts defense, especially when you add a guy like Sauce Gardner, who's one of the better top echelon cornerbacks in the NFL. I think for the Kansas City Chiefs, a point that Keith hit on that I got to definitely piggyback on and agree with is Patrick Mahomes forcing the ball. Just something you never saw in the past. It was throw the ball, Tyreek Hill's down there somewhere, throw the ball, Hollywood Brown's down there somewhere. And now there is those names of somewhere down there somewhere aren't really happening. Even with the improvements they've made on the offensive line, I feel like instead of taking the check down or the easy play, he's almost going for the home run on every single play. And more times than not, he's getting burned by trying to force the ball deep or force the big play. Good point by you as well, Ashmere, with Travis Kelce. I want to say the last 2 or 3 games, 90 yards receiving consecutively. So he's starting to round into shape and get ready to make a run for the playoffs. Yeah, they definitely can't lose this game, Kansas City. If you do, I'm going to have to listen to somebody on NFL Network or ESPN explain to me how they mathematically still make it to the playoffs. So this is definitely their Super Bowl game. But I think if you're Patrick Mahomes, you got to kind of go a little bit old school, man. Take what the defense gives you. And then after you prod and kind of figure out where their weaknesses are on that Colts defense, that's when you go for the deep shot. That's when you go for the big play. But I think instead of trying to go for that 75-yard bomb replay, you take what the defense gives you. And it'd be really great, and I think Chiefs fans would agree with me, if they had any resemblance of a running game. If you can get a steady running game going, that'd be fantastic and make things a lot easier for Patrick Mahomes. That's been a big issue for this team as well this season.
I forgot to say that Daniel Jones was on the injury report on Thursday, so Anthony Richardson could be playing. I feel like
if he plays, it's over.
Yeah.
Wow. No faith in Anthony Richardson. Sorry.
No, we're all on the same page on that. It's like JT or bust at that point. So yeah. I think it's like Daniel Jones has to play through the pain and hopefully not get sacked multiple times again, because the last 2 games he was sacked 12 times. And I don't know, this game will be fun. This game will be exciting. I think it's going to go down to the wire. We've seen a lot of games turn out very strangely, like they're starting off like the Bills game. I don't know, you think you're starting one way and you cannot get through that defense. So hopefully the Colts defense is able to put up that same fight against this team. Okay, we're going to talk about the biggest news of the week, which is Shedeur Sanders gets his NFL debut against my favorite team. And I think this is like the best way for him to start his football career. Like, I just got to keep it still 100. Playing against the Raiders when they're playing the way they're playing, this is like a knockout for you. It's like you're going back to college. Like, sorry, I'm throwing shade, but I just think that the Raiders, their offense can't convert any points. Like, they get the 3rd and short, can't convert it to another first down. Like, just the lack of offensive efficiency is so strong. Sure, the defense is aggressive. Max Crosby is still on the other side, and if that's what's going to be attacking Shedeur Sanders. But if the game is 3-3, or maybe Daniel Carlson misses another field goal, like, this game is his for the taking. And I know that it's against a defense that, like I said, has been like a little bit stronger. But if you're playing an offense that has like Joe Schmo on the other side, and you're just expecting Geno to figure it out with Brock Bowers game in and game out, like, it's just Geno and Brock and then Shedeur and the rest of his team. And I feel like this is a good chance for him to, first of all, quiet the noise. But I think this is also just a game he can take advantage of. So that's my 2 cents. But I want to hear you guys before we talk about the game, because I just rolled into the Raiders, obviously. Once I say their name, I just have to talk about how bad they are. But I want to hear, the week was filled with conversations around Shedeur. He gets in for Dylan Gabriel. Obviously, just like we learned, like, he wasn't practicing with the team. Just so much information was released once we had him on the field. So I want to start with Keith. What were your thoughts? And, obviously, what's your opinion of the whole situation?
It's a personification of the Browns organization, I think.
Amen.
I mean, so it depends on who you hear it from. There's people who don't like Shedeur that say it doesn't matter if he doesn't get reps in practice because no backup gets reps in practice. There's people who like Shedeur that say it's the most egregious thing you've ever heard in NFL history. You have to listen to the neutrals, and the neutrals are saying that it's strange that he got no reps whatsoever as the backup. I mean, because all you have to do is go and look at the beginning of the season when Joe Flacco was for sure the starter. Gabriel was still getting reps as the backup. So when Shedeur is the backup, why is he getting no reps whatsoever? So you don't want to go down the route of conspiracy theory, but it is very strange that the same thing they were doing in the beginning of the season, they weren't doing for Shedeur, which makes it sound like they just don't want him to succeed whatsoever. Is that true? only way you're going to know that is to put someone under oath, under threat of perjury, to see what's happening. But the optics certainly look like they don't want him there. They don't want him to succeed.
Yeah, I 100% agree. All right, Joe, what about you?
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do. I think that the running theme has been him not getting a fair shot, whether it be not enough reps, offensive packages not being centered around him. I mean, imagine last week he goes in there. Yeah, he knows he's number 2 quarterback. Did he really think he was going to get a chance to play? Then they throw you into the wolves. You're running around for your life. Made a couple plays here or there. You force a ball and get picked off. Well, now all that excuse is off the table. You get a full week of practice. I would hope, for the love of God, your head coach Kevin Stefanski has built the offensive package around your strengths. We should see the Browns try to throw the ball deep, because Shedeur throws a great deep ball. Get him out the pocket, get him outside running a little bit. All those things he excels at should be in their game plan today. And then I hate to say it, but Ashmere's right. Who would you rather play than the Raiders? I mean, take care of Max Crosby, who's going to get his, but limit his opportunities. And I like Shedeur's chances to build confidence, have a good outing, and possibly get this Cleveland Browns team a win. And if they really, truly do say, hey, Dylan Gabriel's our starter, nobody loses their position because of injury, well, great. This is tape that they can use to get Shedeur out of Cleveland and get him to an opportunity where he'll actually get a fair shot. So I'm really excited to see what he's going to do today. He's going to put on a show, I feel like.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it so for real. I'm rooting for Shedeur. Like, if the Raiders lose, I would rather him have a great outing, really, because of what Keith said. Like, why was he not getting reps? Why did we have to learn about this through the media, that Dylan Gabriel was leveled up and Shedeur Sanders was still sitting in the back? It just didn't make any sense, and it also felt like he's been getting all this hate from day one. No one wants to see him succeed. And I do. I want him to take the Raiders down. So if you're a Raider fan and you're watching and you turn it off, sorry. But I would much rather, and if you watched the show before, I root for rookies all the time. Like, I am always, their first season, they're with the most difficult teams to play with. And then they're expected to, become Hercules in one game. And I feel like that is just so unexpected. So I think that this is going to be, fun in the sense of learning what we learned from Shedeur's gameplay. But now we could talk about the Raiders. And since Keith is also in the AFC West, I'm going to let Keith give me a little lowdown of what you think is going on in the black and silver.
You don't have enough notes for this one.
He knows. He plays them 2 times a year every year.
Is there anything to talk about with the Raiders? A lot of people question when Geno Smith went to the Raiders if that was the right decision. I think it's no longer a question now. It was a terrible decision. I don't know if they should have drafted a quarterback. There were other options on the market they could have went with. I think what we saw with Geno is what we see with a lot of quarterbacks in the league, to where they're terrible. They go somewhere, they have a resurgence. And 90% of the time when they go to their third team to try to continue that, it doesn't work out. And that's what we're seeing with Geno. He had a really good, better than expected run with the Seahawks. Everyone thought Geno, maybe we were wrong about him, and then he went to the Raiders and proved, no, we were right about him the whole time. And maybe it's just the team that he plays on. It could just be because it's the Raiders, because who outside of Derek Carr
Yeah, exactly.
has done well for the Raiders at quarterback? I can't think of anyone. And then you bring in someone like Aston Genty, to where you can't really utilize him because you're playing from behind so much that it doesn't make sense to feed him 20, 30 carries a game. So when people are saying feed Aston Genty, why?
Thank you.
What's the point of putting that stress on his body and the way that he can use best when it doesn't make sense and it doesn't matter? Because he's not going to run you out of a 31-0 loss like they had against the Chiefs. I still think it was a good draft pick by them. He's a great quality, has the potential of being one of the best running backs in the NFL. But the team around him is terrible. It's been terrible for ever since Derek Carr left. I think Derek Carr made them respectable. But since he was gone, it's just all completely fallen off the wheels now.
Yeah, it's been really sad to watch.
I feel sorry for Raiders fans. I do.
I saw a video. I should have shown it today. It was this guy saying he was sick of being a Raider fan. It was a parody. And he was like trying to pick new teams, and he put a Niner cap on, and it was like, he like saw a flash forward of it, and he was like, "Oh, this is gross." And then he put on a Cowboys cap, and it was like the same flashback. But he's like, "Oh, this is gross, and you guys suck too. Like, why do I want to root for you?" So I feel like Raider fans are all really feeling it, especially this season when you were looking at Geno as like the turning point. But I don't know why when the offensive line didn't change at all. That's like the problem, is that there's no one to protect whoever you have under center. So like we said, this is a good breakout game for Shedeur. I think also, yeah, I don't know. I feel like, do you guys have any last thoughts on what you think, how this will look, anything for the Browns in general?
I just think for Shedeur Sanders, the Browns defense is so good. It's going to give you opportunities for a short field to make plays. I mean, I was reading some stats earlier this week. Myles Garrett is on pace to beat the all-time season sack record. So, I mean, you're going to get, we talked about it, Geno's going to turn the ball over. You're going to get those interceptions, those fumbles. And when he gets those opportunities, Shedeur's got to get touchdowns, not field goals. So, again, going with that same theme, what a perfect team to make your first NFL start against. And also, by the way, you have an elite defense helping you out too in Cleveland. So it should be, things are set up for him to just go out there and do what he has to do and be successful.
Yeah, I think he's going to look a little shaky in the first half, probably. It still is his first NFL start against a defense that can play well, but he's going to settle in, and I think in the second half is where you're going to see him shine, and he's going to take the game over then.
Take the game over. Love to hear it. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then once we come back, we're going to talk about our boo-boo matchup of the game and the final pick for this evening, which is, of course, the night game. So we will be right back.
In 2006, we founded Yeti Coolers with a simple mission: build the cooler we use every day if it existed. One that was built for the serious outdoor enthusiasts rather than for mass discount retailers. One that could take the abuse we knew we'd put it through, out in the field and on the water. One that simply wouldn't break. We decided early on that production innovation would come from necessity and first-hand experience, not from market research and data analysis. Today, Yeti products perform when it matters most. Whether that be an excursion into the remote Alaskan wilderness, chasing redfish on the Gold Coast, or just getting together with friends in the backyard, we make gear that helps you stay out longer, travel farther, and live harder.
You are watching Team NBS Media. We are a digital media brand covering sports, entertainment, and lifestyle, with team members all across the country. Through our written content, podcasts, and video content, we bring you fresh and professional content. Interested in joining the team? Shoot us an email or DM. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Moving the Chains here on Team NBS Media, and we're going to talk about our boo-boo matchup of the game. And people are probably going to be like, why is this a boo-boo matchup? Well, I think the Packers have disappointed all of us when we say that we thought they were a top 3 team, and that was me. If you watch that roundtable show, if you watch that rankings roundtable show, I put the Packers at number 2, and everybody was like, what is she talking about? And now I agree with everybody that was upset with me, because what are we even watching? And I think the same for JJ McCarthy. He was like, he ebbs and flows too heavy, right? The highs and the lows are too high and too low. So, Keith, what are your thoughts on this matchup? Indeed, the same as you.
I mean, it's just kind of funny because you look at the Packers' record. On paper, they don't. I mean, if you look at just their record, they don't look like a terrible team. You watch them play, however, and they don't look like a great team. So a lot of people made the claim that when they signed Micah Parsons, that okay, this is a team that could seriously threaten for the Super Bowl. I was not one of those people. I said it makes them better, but let's see how they look when the season happens. and the season started, they looked great. They almost had me believing. But then the season continued, and it was Dennis Green. They are who we thought they were. They the reason I thought at the beginning of the season that maybe they could be a Super Bowl contending team, I was like, okay, if they can start connecting on some of these deep throws, if the receivers stay healthy, if Josh Jacobs stays healthy, a lot of ifs. But those ifs have not panned out so far.
Nope.
Jordan Love is still super sketchy with his touch on throws. The receivers have a tough time staying healthy. The run game is inconsistent. The defense can play great, but they don't always play great. They're just not ready. And I thought that before the season. I thought that after they signed Parsons, I think that even more now. They're just not ready.
All right, Joe, you can talk Packers or Vikings.
No, I just think it's interesting. I mean, it just tells you about how you got to let football in the season play out, right? Young Packers defense, so many guys that are going to be Pro Bowlers in the future. And in like the first 2 or 3 weeks, that was the theme. You tie Dallas, and then after that, I haven't heard anybody say, young, hungry Packers defense. Jordan Love got a hella bag. Just earned it, got it. Where's the play been at? I mean, I just keep going back to that Browns loss. You can't lose those kind of games. The Panthers, great story again. I'd love to see Bryce Young and that young Panthers team excel, but that's a game that a Super Bowl contending team just doesn't lose. So I think you are seeing the Packers youth. They're just super inconsistent, led by their quarterback, who 1 minute has an elastic arm. They can throw the ball 95 yards in a rope, and then he throws a 10-yard screen pass to a linebacker who was clearly right there, and you wonder, how did you not see that guy? So I think they're just very young, super inconsistent. And I think with the Vikings, I mean, no offense, Vikings fans, kind of what I expected. I mean, this is J.J. McCarthy's first season. I did not expect a 4,000-yard, 30-touchdown season from J.J. McCarthy. I think he does need to play better, for sure. But I think the inconsistencies and like one play you think he's a generational talent, and the next play you want to get him out of town was to be expected if you really follow football and kind of know the ebbs and flows of a rookie season. But I think for the Packers, just that youth is showing, and it's showing at the really bad times.
Yeah, I feel like we are giving J.J. McCarthy the benefit of the doubt, but because he shows up in those late matchups, I think it like gave everybody the oohs and ahs that follow with your performance. And there's no Josh Jacobs today. So this matchup changes in the sense of he was their, like, I think he's the guy they rely on, especially on the offensive side. So the Packers are still throwing to 8 different people and just trying to figure things out. I feel like you both said it so perfectly. Like, there's so many pieces, but they're all like brand new pieces for the Packers. And then JJ's played 6 games. Like, he has no idea what's going on. So I think in this division, we all thought it was going to be like super competitive. Everyone's going to be fighting for a wild card spot. And then we've slowly seen the Vikings fall. And now the Bears are at the top, which, you know, Bears fans, hell yeah. And then the Lions continue to lose games that, you know, we were hoping that they could win and push through. And so, yeah, this division has been honestly very fun to watch and very confusing at the same time. What on the Vikings side, aside from JJ, do you think, you know, pulls them through the rest of the season, offensively or defensively? I'll start with Joe.
I think that you got to get the ball to your playmakers. I think that Justin Jefferson's probably hella frustrated, and definitely rightfully so. You get Sam Darnold, who he clicked with instantly last season, and he's been in and out a little bit of injuries and dinged up, but now he's healthy and he just wants the ball. He wants a chance to make plays. So I think from the Vikings, I've got to get my playmakers involved. The running game, you have a really good duo there with Jones and Madison they got from the 49ers. I think you have to use those players to kind of take pressure off of J.J. McCarthy. And I think the Vikings defense will improve. Guys are coming back. It's Brian Flores. We all know he's a mad scientist when it comes to his defensive schemes. But I think offensively, if I'm Minnesota Vikings, the guys that we know when they get the ball in their hands, they can make plays. We got to figure out ways to get the ball in their hands and give them an opportunity to make those plays.
Yeah, no, Justin Jefferson, you kind of forgot he's even on that team. All right, what about you, Keith?
I think it's a rushing game for me. As good as Justin Jefferson is, when I think they're 25th in the league in total rushing per game. They're not fearing putting anyone more people into the box to take away the rushing game. So when that happens, then you can play two safety shell, put 2 or 3 guys on Justin Jefferson, and he's good enough that he's going to have great games when that happens still, but it's not winning football. You got to be able to take the load off of Justin Jefferson. Maybe that's getting more plays to Addison. But I think they got to find a way to get more than I think they have 103 rushing yards per game. You got to get that closer to 150. If they can do that, then it opens up the field more for Jefferson to be able to make those big plays.
Yeah, we can't expect JJ to throw the ball 55 times like we've seen other quarterbacks do. Like, it's just not the recipe for success. All right, our final matchup, which another very exciting game. The Rams are, like I said, maybe going to the Super Bowl, the best team in the NFL right now. And the Bucs are coming off of a tough loss where Josh Allen had to truly be Superman to win that game. And then we see him lose to the Houston Texans. So that team also, one day we'll talk about it. But for now, this game, what do you like from the Bucs? I think even though it was a loss, it was a scoregami. For people that didn't know, that score's never happened before. So Bucs were able to put up points but not stop Josh Allen. And I think that when you have Josh Allen times 5, which I feel like is the Rams, it's a different game. So, Keith, what do you think the Bucs need to do for this matchup to be more successful than the last?
It's going to be a tough game for them for sure. I mean, you got 2 different quarterbacks with Josh Allen and Matthew Stafford. Stafford's in a twilight of his career. Josh Allen arguably really isn't even yet in the peak of his prime. Like, he still could probably get a little bit better and be good for 5, 6, 7, 8 more years. But for me, it's kind of a prove-it game for the Bucs as well. I think there's a lot of teams in the NFL in this position to where you're winning games, but who have you really beat? They have a good win against the Seahawks. They have a good win against the Niners, who have been injured a lot because that's the Niners. But they played the Eagles. They lost. They got smashed by the Lions. They lost to the Patriots. They get smashed by the Bills. So they need to go out and win convincingly, and it has to be on the back of Baker Mayfield. He has to have an outstanding game to get back to the form that we saw him early in the season when he was one of the MVP candidates, which is why you don't say MVP in the first 4 weeks of the season, because he hasn't played at that level in the rest of the season. But for them to be looked at as maybe the team we thought they were at the beginning of the season, they need to come out and beat the Rams convincingly, and Baker Mayfield needs to have an outstanding game to prove that he is the guy who we thought he was.
Poor guy. He's just doing it all by himself every day. Like, truly, like, we're watching Josh Allen. The Buccaneers go through all of these injuries as well, right? Like, no Bucky Irving for so many times. Mike Evans out, Chris Godwin. It's just like you have the same, I would say the same caliber elite stars, and they're all falling apart. I think if we were talking a healthy Bucs team versus Rams team, we'd be seeing like some type of NFC preview championship game, because there's just so many players on both of those teams. All right, what about you, Joe? Do you have anything to say else on the Bucs side?
I just think it just shows you the level of competitiveness they have. I give them credit, like you just talked about, the perfect example which you just spoke on, the injuries. A lot of teams that have folded up 10, so you use it as an excuse. They've been competitive pretty much in every game. I think when you got a guy like Baker Mayfield leading you, he's not going to allow you to just lay down and accept defeat. And I think now, as they slowly get guys back in and guys start working themselves back into shape, this is a team too that might be able to get in a role heading into the playoffs. But I think the worst is past them, I would think, for Tampa Bay, as far as not having some of your key players out there on the field, a couple of tough losses. Now you got to straighten things out and start making a run for the playoffs. Carolina Panthers right behind you. I think they're a game behind, which is crazy.
I think this game is extremely important though, because you look at the rest of their schedule. They play Cardinals, Saints, Falcons, Panthers, Dolphins, and then Panthers. Not a lot of great teams in that stretch. So they're probably going to win 3, 4, 5 of those games.
Yep.
So I think they're going to get in the playoffs. But if they want to be looked at as true contenders, they haven't had a good win since the Niners, which was over a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
So if they want to be looked at as one of those teams, I understand the injuries, but they've had injuries all year and they were winning all year. But they need a good win today if they want to be taken seriously.
All right. Do you agree, Keith, that the Rams are a Super Bowl contending team?
I don't admit being wrong often. I'm not going to do it right now either. but I didn't think the Rams were that team when everyone thought they were that team. But I'm not going to say I'm wrong. I'm just going to say I wasn't completely right. But I think they've proved a lot of people like myself wrong in saying, I mean, are they the best roster in the NFL? No. They have some hitters. They have a great receiver in Nakua. Devontae Adams isn't putting up great numbers, but he's scoring touchdowns like nobody's business, all under 10 yards, which is just strange from Devontae Adams. But some teams have it, and they just seem to have it right now. They are just doing things that no one truly expected them to do, especially when you look at Stafford when he's coming to the season with that back injury. He's playing a lot better than I think people expected. It's just one of those teams to where on paper there's probably 10 teams better than them in the NFL, but when it comes to being on a field, we're seeing some of that old Sean McVay that we were used to seeing when they were competing for Super Bowls, winning Super Bowls. And it's just something about them that you just feel like they can go into any stadium, play against any team and win.
Wait, I need you to be on the Roundtable Ranking Show on Wednesday because I need to hear who your top 10 are.
He's got a high standard for his top 10.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
You don't just slide into the Keith Richards top 10.
No.
Hey, the Jaguars were a top 10 team at one point, okay? Bill would agree.
Yeah,
I've always had the Rams in my top 10. I just have never had them top 3.
Wow.
Which at this point, I think you can make a good argument that they are a top 3 team in the league. Now, me saying that there's probably 10 rosters better than them doesn't mean that they're a bad team, because you can have a great roster, you can have a terrible team.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all how you play it on the field, how you're coached, and they are coached well and they play well.
All right,
yeah, if they win today for the Rams, I want to say that's 6 in a row, right? Might even be 7 in a row, something like that. They're in a hell of a streak. No, I think that, like I said in my comment, if it's not Jonathan Taylor, the MVP for me this season has been Matthew Stafford. I mean, that guy's going out there and just balling and having a good time while doing it. Definitely a big game this week. This is one of those games that I think the Rams want to continue to stack them up and start talking about a possibility of home field advantage. Nobody wants to go to LA and play a game there. They're still trying to build a fan base there. The fan base there is kind of funny to me. It's still funny to split between Chargers and Rams fans, but it's been that way for a long time already, kind of, the way time flies by. But I think this is going to be an interesting matchup. I think for Tampa Bay, like I said, even with that easy schedule they have ahead, as mentioned by Keith, you want to get that win, and you want to get that good feeling of getting wins back. You want to see Godwin kind of get back into the flow of the game. Bucky Irvin plays today. I want to say he's coming back after that foot injury, being out since I think the beginning of October he's been out. So working him back into the swing of things. So how long is it going to take those guys to get back into a rhythm? Is it going to be a quarter? Is it going to be a half? And I think if you're the Rams, you got to keep on doing what you've been doing. Explosive offense, opportunistic defense. That's another defense that people can't name a lot of players besides their edge rusher. But you're going to be able to name those players really soon because they're making plays week in and week out. Another one of those matchups I had circled today that I'm going to keep an eye on for sure.
I think Devontae Adams is playing shorter because he's old, Keith. Like, did you see the meme of him holding his back after he ran a route? Like, he's doing the best he
can. He carried the Raiders for so long. That back is gone.
No, for sure. For sure. He was like, it's
a horrible move.
That's how Brock Bowers is going to look. It's still me.
And it's not a knock against him that he's not scoring a long touchdown. It's just such a weird thing to see.
Yeah, no, I agree.
With him.
I definitely agree. But I think the Rams are using that to their strength because they have young Puka out here who will just truck through anyone and get the ball. I mean, when you're watching Puka guard as well, or block as well as run routes, like Puka Nacua is one of the most exciting players I think to watch in a while. So
it's the bloodline. You know, the bloodline reigns supreme in the WWE and NFL.
He just loves football too. That guy loves. You can tell he loves playing football.
He reminds me of the Ted Lasso guy that literally says, "I love football."
Football is life.
Yeah, football is life. That's literally Puka. They should be each other for like Halloween or something. All right, now we're gonna roll into our rapid fire picks. Let me set it up. I feel like this gets me every time.
Boom, 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 boom.
Okay. All right, our first game, Pittsburgh and Chicago.
I always let the guest go first. It's the easy way.
I'm going to go with Chicago. I mean, I'm rewatching Game of Thrones, so King of the North. That's what the Bears are right now. I think Caleb is coming into his own now, and they got something special going there right now.
Yeah, it's a hell of a time to be a Bears fan. It's definitely a funny vibe, and I wish Aaron Rodgers had played today because Bears fans would have gave him the business after all those years of him talking trash. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll go Chicago. I can't trust Mason Rudolph. He's a fun guy, great story, but can you win games?
Yeah, I forgot Aaron Rodgers isn't playing. I just think the Steelers' defense is a little more difficult. Like they're coming back, I would say. So I'm going to pick Pittsburgh, but I don't really like that pick. I'm going to keep it for real. All right. Indianapolis versus Kansas City.
I'm trying not to be petty because it's an AFC West team. I'm going with the Colts though, because I think we're finally starting to see the Chiefs dynasty end, and this is a game to where it officially ends.
If Daniel Jones doesn't play, we're going to be really, it's going to be ugly out there.
This is tough.
Man, I'm going with the idea that Daniel Jones is playing. Let me qualify with that.
I'm just hoping that
we're really going to go against Patrick Mahomes at home.
No, I know you're going to pick Kansas City. I don't even know why you're playing.
Suspense is killing me. Yeah, Chiefs.
You're talking to two AFC West people. Like we're
yeah, you guys are traumatized. I understand. You're still going through counseling. I get it.
Well, listen, you know the chats. I rarely ever pick against the Chiefs, but all dynasties fall, and I think this is a week that it's over.
All right, New England and the Bengals.
I'll take New England. I don't think there's much argument.
That's an easy one. I'll go Patriots. Come on.
All right, I was trying to find the logo. I was gonna say I know we're unanimous in here.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, next one we've got Tampa Bay and the Rams, which we just talked about.
I'm going Rams.
It's a tough one, I think. I think I will go Rams still, just because they are the better team, playing better right now, and they're really the most healthy, is what it kind of boils down to.
Okay. Keith's heavy hitters over here. All right, we've got the Giants and the Lions. I swear, the Lions just gonna
Lions.
smack them, bro.
So Detroit loses this game somehow. Oh my
They're just
gosh.
gonna smack them. They don't even care. All right, the Jets and the Ravens.
I said they wouldn't lose a game the rest of the season. Baltimore keeps it rolling.
Yeah, if Baltimore is this dark horse pick for Super Bowl that people think they are, they cannot lose to the Jets, and I don't think they will.
All right, Minnesota and Green Bay. Another game we talked about.
Just because of the home team, I'm going to go Packers. That's my logic behind picking them.
Not because it's only JJ's 7th game.
Nope. It's only because they're at home. JJ's going to give you some. He's going to have some moments still.
I'll go with the Packers. Yeah, I'll go with the Packers.
Wow, we were bashing them so heavy, and everyone's picking the Packers.
I mean, because I don't have any faith.
That was funny. You said "I mean" and awkward silence.
I just if they had someone better under center, I would strongly consider the Vikings. But not that I think McCarthy's a terrible player. He's just a rookie against a good defense.
All right, Seattle and Tennessee. I think we all know this answer.
Yeah, just go ahead and put them up and let's keep it moving.
Yep, pretty much. So, let's go. JSN, best receiver in football.
Jaguars versus the Cardinals. This is like a trap game for the Jaguars, to be so honest.
I'm going Duval. I like, even though their record's not the best, I really like their coach and what he's doing down there. Just got to get Trevor Lawrence out of his head.
It's true. I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah, I think it's been a little bit of a Trevor Lawrence resurgence season. So yeah, I'll go to Jaguars here as well.
So we're unanimous on Seattle and unanimous on Jacksonville. I kind of like it.
Hey, I didn't pick Jacksonville yet. I feel like Jacoby Brissett is my guy. So
throwing the ball 50 times a game. You have faith in that? Okay.
That's what I love. I love that. Well, I'm picking Arizona. And that defense, dude, that defense is better than you think.
What is in her coffee cup this morning?
All right. Cleveland and the Raiders. Oh, my God. You guys pick first.
I'm going Cleveland. I mean, neither team is great, but there's a saying we have in AFC West is like, there's no better way to get right than to play the Raiders.
Come on, Cleveland.
That's the truth.
Perfect timing. Shedeur. I should have had the song queued up.
No, did I say Raiders? Because I meant Browns. No, not the Raiders.
Oh, sorry. I meant to put this on myself.
Okay.
Sorry.
I should have had the song queued up.
Trying to get me killed here in Denver picking the
Perfect
Raiders.
timing. Give me Shedeur Sanders and the Browns.
Are you picking the Browns too?
Yes. Okay. Yes, I am. Living in Colorado, people might find me in the streets if I don't support a former Buff, even though the team is garbage this season.
True that. That's true. I forgot. Okay. I'll still pick the Raiders because whatever. All right. Philly and Dallas.
Oh, this is a boring game.
I feel like it's going to be an offensive frenzy.
This could have been talked about, actually. I didn't think about that. I'm looking at the schedule. I would have said something. I'll let Keith go first while I still go back and forth in my mind.
I am going to pick Cowboys.
Ooh, okay.
I know that the defense is it's not even really, I don't know if you can call it a defense. I don't know what that is exactly.
Yeah.
But
the guys that stand around.
It's more of a thing that it's a division game, and Philly has shown enough cracks this season to where they can be had in a division game like this. I think Dallas is going to pull off the upset.
I'm going to Eagles. I never support Dallas.
I'm picking the Eagles simply because A.J. Brown has been talking. I swear he's going to have 2 touchdowns today. Every time he talks a lot, Jalen's like bang, 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 throwing the ball. So that's my pick. All right, Atlanta and New Orleans.
Oof. With Kirk Cousins starting at quarterback. Sheesh. I'll go Falcons.
And we still don't have Spencer Rattler back, right?
Nope. It's still the other 29-year-old rookie they have.
29-year-old rookie. Yeah.
Now I'm going to go Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Bijan Robinson.
Yeah. The strength is there. It's just Kirk there.
Yeah.
Is there really a winner in this game? But I'll pick the Falcons for the same reasons Joe said as well. Too many weapons versus a Saints team that is going to have their pick at quarterback for the next 2 or 3 years.
All right. And finally, we've got the Niners and the Panthers. This
Big game for Panthers.
This could be better than we think.
This is a big game for Carolina. If you want to go from feel-good story to, hey, look at them. This is on the road, too. Come on now. I like Bryce Young. But I like Brock Purdy and CMC better. I'm going to go 49ers.
Okay.
I like Bryce Young. I like the rookie out of Arizona, T-Mac at receiver. But I like the Niners team better.
I do like Bryce Young. I just think the Niners are a better team. Yeah, I'll take the Niners.
I'm honestly really torn. I feel like the Panthers could pull off a win, but I'll pick the Niners too, just for peer pressure purposes.
And we'll have to add Keith's picks to the overall guest standings as well.
All right, we have to do the Thursday night game, which is Packers versus Lions.
I'll go Lions.
Oh, this is a tough one. I know it's sacrilege because everyone loves Dan Campbell, but I think he's hurting them so much on offense with the way they're...
New show that we're going to need to start.
Yeah, that's a hot take right there, man. That's flames.
Takes.
I said it. I think I said in the chat earlier this week. He is a great inspirer of men, but when you're going for it every fourth down, especially when it doesn't make sense to go for it on fourth down, you're losing games when you're doing that. But I will pick the Lions still.
But that was a good cautionary tale, though. I kind of agree with you. Dan Campbell has done some pretty questionable things where you're like, I know why you guys are losing because your coach is an idiot on these 2 calls.
I mean, if they were playing a better team than the Packers, I think we're seeing it more and more against good teams to where it's hurting them. I don't think the Packers are one of those teams where it's going to be truly an issue because you still have Jamar Gibbs, you still have Jameson, guy gets the flag all the time. David Montgomery, Sam Laporta being out for the rest of the season is going to hurt.
Big.
Yeah.
But I think they're still talented enough everywhere else that they're a great team if Dan Campbell learns to get out of their way.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a good little clip right there.
Well, we're going to have to talk about that later.
That's a good clip. They're a good team if Dan Campbell learns how to get out of their way. I like it.
All right. Well, that's our rapid fire picks for the week. Thank you, Keith, for being here and dropping like a lot of hot knowledge. I'm going to keep it real.
I'm just talking about what I talk about off air all the time.
Yeah,
there you go.
We'll bring you back next week to see how the 2 Lions games pan out. And then you could be like, I told you.
Have the plays queued up for him to break down why I was dumb.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. Have a great Sunday. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, follow Team NBS Media everywhere. And we will see you next week. Have a great Sunday.